from the Communicating Science section. This is the narrated PowerPoint on communicating science in the digital age. The Communicating Science in the Digital Age article brings up some, again, we were talking about the citizen scientist earlier. They refer to one of these types of people as the expert patient, either literally the person who has a serious health issue, or they also stipulate it could be the loved one of someone who has a serious health issue who is doing a lot of reading on it, perhaps even becoming better informed than the local doctor. Blogging can certainly become a source of information about science issues, and it is certainly possible to make a living as a blogger. So there's also there's an opportunity for people to learn more through large classes that are offered at universities, and some of the big research institutions have been offering classes at no charge. These very large online courses. So those are other possibilities. Now, in technical communication, we also have an area called risk communication. And risk communication certainly has application to some of the issues that we've been talking about. Certainly, people sometimes read science as risk. Okay? Risk in the sense that science is addressing risk from climate change or disease or what have you, or people might even think of science advances such as stem cell research as being risky or being a threat to them somehow. Well, in risk communication, there are 4 different ways we have of looking at communication of what's thought of as being risk. And where this began really was with government or corporate entities that were doing something like perhaps disposing of nuclear waste, or perhaps starting a nuclear power plant in an area and dealing with people who are concerned about the impact that it might have on the area. Well, the technocratic approach, the scientist or the engineer writes something and sends it to an audience, which could be the general public, or through a newspaper, or to some other office that will then dispense the information. And with the technocratic approach, it's a one-way communication from the community of experts to the general public. Another form that we have, though, is what we refer to as the Jeffersonian. In the Jeffersonian, the reason it's called the Jeffersonian is from an idea of Thomas Jefferson's, that if people are better informed, they'll be better off. And the way this plays out in risk communication is, if you educate people about an issue like nuclear energy or stem cell research, then they'll make the right decision, which usually has meant that they would come around to the writer's point of view. Another form of risk communication is the interactive Jeffersonian. With the interactive Jeffersonian, we start to get more of a two-way street here, where there is an interchange of or there is a dialogue between the general public and the community of experts. And the community of experts are expected to respect the general public's ideas and reactions, especially their emotional reactions to what they view as being risk. And then finally, we have the social construction of knowledge, and this is where we have the community of experts working on issues with the general public. And this is where we have the citizen scientists who are adding to the research. And of course, we see that playing out today the most with in astronomy, but also we see it in medical science as well, even with people who are perhaps even willing to give up their lives if medical research doesn't work out. So But those are some approaches that are certainly relevant to thinking about these types of issues we've been looking at in this module. Questions? I'll see you online.